blogspot.com, and today's post is called What's in Your Envelope? And you'll understand why as I go forward here. So the question is, I'll just get right to it. December 5th was supposed to be a day when a lot was going to be revealed, and the funeral for the elder Bush seemed to push all the scheduled congressional hearings with Comey and Hoover's report away for at least a week. However, many little intrigues took place that were recorded by TV. There were programs on everyone's seat, and in Hillary's there was an envelope that fell on her lap when she opened it. Jimmy Carter took note and even looked in his own program to see if there was something, and there was not. Other TV angles showed that Pence's wife and Joe Biden also got envelopes, with Biden looking shocked when he read it. Then, as the flag-covered casket passed, Laura Bush read something with a horrified reaction, then showed it to Jeb, who went from smiling to being totally deflated. Laura shows it to W, and he nods like it's true. So, did Trump use this to conveniently timed funeral to set a trap, like they were served indictments? Did they show the Bushes that G.H.W. Bush signed a confession to JFK's murder on 9/11? Did Hillary get served? Did Pence get called for treason or being a plant? He was Jeff Flake's best friend, and many said both were pedophiles. Did W try to warn the Obamas by handling Michelle a note that was told it was candy, or we were told it was candy? Were the Obamas indicted? Below is a great series of stills showing the blow-by-blow of Laura Bush, Jeb, and W on Twitter, and the video starts at the 8:35 mark on the YouTube video. So on the blog itself, I have a link to a Twitter that has some pictures on it, and also a YouTube that breaks down exactly what they were describing about how the casket, when it walked past Laura, she looked at something, was a little astounded by it, showed it to Jeb, and he just had the most horrified look on his face. So if you want to look at that, that's on my blog. And so that's why I titled this What's in Your Envelope, because that's really what the question is. What happened at this funeral that everybody got? Not everybody, very select, very specific people got an envelope. And so I thought it was easiest just to take them one at a time and focus on them, because it was a little much trying to do it all at once, because I felt like every envelope was very personal. They didn't all get the same thing, and I did not get it was an indictment. That would be a very long, very several paper type, document. This was something very short, sweet, and had a message, but very individual and very specific to everyone. So we'll start here with Hillary. So I got with her, and it was like a QAnon, very cryptic post. If anybody of you have read them, they're sort of like a limerick, a little bit direct. You know what he's saying, but very rarely does he just come out and say it all. So I felt like it was some kind of a message like that. When she got hers, it said something to the effect of, "We're almost ready for you," and then it had some kind of a phrase that referred to Gitmo, but it was only written or done in a way that a Secretary of State would understand what that meant. So she knew that was for her, and it was something about that. Now, mind you, Trump's done this thing where he's enabled the military to do, trials and all these different things, because there's so many sealed indictments, they can't even funnel through the legal system. So hers had something to do with that, and she looked at it, and you'll even see if you go and look at the video of it, she looks at it close, and she has to take a double look to see what's going on. But I get that that's what hers said. "We're almost ready for you," and then something in references to Gitmo that the Secretary of State would know what that meant. Okay, so Biden, I get when he opened his, it was a mock ticket to a very special island that he has gone to, kind of known for some pedocentric activity, if you know what I'm getting at. I'm trying not to get flagged here. So nonetheless, I felt it was somehow tied to that, and it was done in a joking way, but in a way that he knew what the message was, and it wasn't very funny to him. So it was very alarming and very concerning, because he didn't know who put this note there, how did it get there, who has seen it, all those other kinds of things. It was so random and just very unexpected. So the bushes. Okay, so theirs look like some kind of a collage. And when I say a collage, it looks like there was a few different pictures put on this piece of paper, but it was something you could see kind of quick and know instantly what it meant, because each message was meant to be seen and be understood within a few moments. It was enough to really just kind of like a gut punch is what it felt like. So I saw in one of the photos of this collage, Bush Sr. with Kennedy's. No words, no text, but we knew what, or they knew what this picture was getting at. Another photo on the collage was him shaking hands with bin Laden, almost like there was some deal or an agreement, or maybe they were old buddies from some time. And the third was, in my impression, somehow I just knew they were a drug dealer, and they were standing in a poppy field. And I kept seeing images referencing back to the Wizard of Oz when Dorothy was in the poppy field. But I felt as though that was symbolic to clue me in, so I knew it was a poppy field. Otherwise, I would really have no idea what that would mean. So that was the image that I got to clue me in. Okay, so they're in a poppy field and they're shaking hands. And like I said, my impression was that it was a drug dealer. So at a really quick glance, the message was clear that something was happening. And oddly, I get that George knew about it, or he somehow suspected or knew that it was going to happen through a contact of his. And he did try to warn Michelle, but I also got more strongly than even trying to tell Michelle, was he delivered a speech, and he was very intent on, when he was talking about his father, and his father believed in telling the truth and, being accountable, don't blame other people for your problems, like that kind of stuff. And it's almost because he knew this truth was going to be released, even if it was at his death that it occurred. It was like he knew. So I feel as though Bush Sr. sort of helped to even propel this, maybe even helped to provide or somehow leak this, knowing that he was about to pass away. So it was almost like he was saying, don't make other people accountable, always tell the truth. And sort of on his deathbed, he allowed some of this to get out. But oddly, it came back and funneled through Q, because I got all of the above, the thing to Hillary, the thing to Biden, the thing to the Bushes, all of the above were signed looking forward to getting the party started Q. So it was as if Bush let it out, but somehow Q was privy to all of it, and Q allowed all this to happen. Then at the end, I heard the wheels are in motion, and just like force, once in motion, they stay in motion. So I think we have some very exciting times ahead of us. Some things are really happening, and I don't see that they can necessarily be stopped unless we go through a radical timeline jump. And really, that's it. I want to thank you for listening. Please feel free to leave a comment, like me, share me, all those things. They help me so much. I can't even tell you how much they help me. It's hard to get out there with all the censorship, and they shadow ban your channel, and they just everything. It just makes it so hard. So any kind of sharing really helps me. I appreciate it. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.